Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and today I'm assembling the folio and pocket tags from my new Crown of Roses junk journal kit. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit different for the upcoming Valentine's Day holiday, then this one might be for you. The story has a light fantasy romance feeling with a sarcastic and sassy main character, while still being fun and family friendly. If you'd like to find out more about this kit, you can find it in my Etsy shop using the link in the description down below. Supplies today are super simple. I'll be using Beacon Fabri-Tac. You can use any liquid glue with a fine point. You can also use a glue stick. I'm going to stick with my Fabri-Tac. That's just my preference for videos, but Oohoo glue stick is a great glue stick and I highly recommend it. You also need a bone folder or another similar object like your thumbnail or the back of your scissors, as well as a pair of scissors to cut everything out. And optional today are 3 colors of Distress ink. I'm using Distress Oxide Shaded Lilac, Distress Oxide Victorian Velvet, and Distress Oxide Aged Mahogany. And I've used all 3 of these on whatever pieces I felt like throughout the projects. For paper, I'm using 110-pound cardstock, and everything for the pocket tags. There are 4 pages for the fairy pocket tag and 4 pages for the dragon pocket tag. Those are all printed entirely on 110-pound cardstock. For the folio, everything is printed on 110-pound cardstock, except for these little envelopes are printed on paper. All the pages in this kit have recommended papers listed at the top of the page, as well as if you need to print a pattern on the opposite side. For the envelopes, I recommend backer paper 2, and for the main folio body, you need backer paper 1 printed on the reverse side. So let's get started with the pocket tags. Both pocket tags are assembled exactly the same. I've already assembled the fairies pocket tag, so I'm going to give you a quick tour so you can see where everything goes. And then we will assemble the dragon's pocket tag together. So these pocket tags open up. They have graphics on the back, a little bit of information from our main character on the inside, and the front has this pocket tag that pulls out, and then you have a couple little ephemera bits in the back of that. I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side for now, but I'll give you another peek at it after we have assembled the dragon's tag. So let's separate some of these pieces out. I'm going to put my ephemera, my pocket off to the side. This is the pocket tag itself. This is the tag that's going to slide down inside of our pocket. Here is another piece of ephemera, the tab that's going to go right on the top of here. And then I've got a couple more big panels, as well as this frame piece. And I wanted to give you a tip for cutting out this frame piece if you're not using a cutting machine. I recommend just poking a hole right in the middle with your scissors, cut out to the edge very carefully. Try not to cut into the graphic. And then just go right around that edge with your scissors. Try to do kind of a smoother cut. You saw I was kind of snipping there. That's a habit. I'll try to break it. Try to kind of steer it smoothly all around the frame. And if you get a little off, it's not a big deal. You can just hit that with a little bit of Distress ink or come back with your scissors and trim it up again. I'll just go ahead and finish this up like so. And now I've got my circle cut out. And I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of this with that aged mahogany Distress ink. I like the look of that. It's very bold and dragon-like. There we go. All right, so we'll come back to this piece. Let's start by assembling the folding part of the tag. So we have this piece here with the dragon and the background and this little tab. You can see I have folded on the line in between these 2 panels, and I have folded the tab. Now you want to make sure when you fold this in that your tab is not impeding, that you're not getting jammed up and things start to buckle. So pull this tab up and make sure everything is staying nice and flat before you glue it. I did put some of that Distress ink here to hide the seam. Going back to our fairies tag, you can see, you're going to see just a little of that seam down the middle, and I used the pink on that, so it kind of blends in. So I've gone ahead and used the aged mahogany here, And then we're going to also need this piece with our, on the topic of dragons on it, as well as our cute little dragon graphic. So all we're going to do is sandwich that tab right in between this back panel, like so. So I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac. A glue stick worked perfectly fine for this. I do like being able to kind of slide things around, but the Fabri-Tac is a little less messy on my workspace for making videos, and it dries just a little faster. So you want to make sure there is glue on both sides of this panel so that you're gluing both sides of that tab. And that is this one right here. And then you're just going to pop that tab inside and give that a press. I like to stand it up and give it a tap, make sure we're lined up top and bottom, and then fold over and make sure there is no buckling. And you can see that's where you end up seeing that little line down the middle. And I'm going to give that one more little press there. And I just like to kind of make sure everything is as tight as it can be while still moving freely. Now we're going to go ahead and glue this piece shut. The order really doesn't matter. I think when I built the other one, I glued this piece shut and then attached the tab to the back. Both ways are perfectly okay. And you only need to glue one side on that. I'm going to firm up all of my creases using my bone folder. And you should have something that looks like that. Next, we're going to add our frame to the front. So you've got these 3 tabs on here, and you're going to want to fold these 3 tabs behind. Be careful, because once you've cut that circle out, it can be just a little bit titchy, especially right there. I just bent it. Don't do that. Be very careful. Do as I say, not as I do, huh? All right, let's crease this second one, and then I'm going to fold up the bottom and try to get these creases as nice and sharp as you can. It just makes it a little easier to glue this down. And we're going to glue this pocket right to the front of the tag. So I'm going to grab my glue. You might have an easier time using a liquid glue for this step. You also get a little more working time where you can slide it around and make sure it's all lined up. So you're just going to put the glue right on those 3 tabs. And then line up with the bottom, that purple, and the top and the edges, and then give that a good press. And then I like to open it up and make sure nothing is poking over an edge somewhere strangely. I think I'd like some distress ink around the edges here, so I'm going to go ahead and add that aged mahogany. That's better. And we can assemble our tag now. So same thing. We've got a front and a back. Just going to glue those together really quickly. Giving that a nice crease. So this will be the front that you're going to see through the window, and this is the back. So for the back, we're going to add this pocket. It's going to go right here. And you're just going to glue on 3 sides, right, left, and bottom. You want to make it thin and as close to the edge as you can. It only takes a little bit of glue, so don't use too much. Make sure you have your pocket tag the right way around so that your dragon is right side up on the front. And then pop that right on there. Next, grab your tab, the dragon's tab, and we're going to place that on the top of this, like so. So dragons is on the front with the dragon. And I'm going to glue both sides of that and just pinch it right over the top. Make sure that's centered up and that my halves are together nicely. And finally, you're going to wait for your pocket glue to dry, And then you can slide your 2 ephemera pieces right in there. And then slide the whole thing down inside the front, like so. And that is the dragon pocket tag. One more peek at the fairies. So the back, you have this little embellished jewel as the pocket, your 2 pieces of ephemera, the house. We've got our lady fairy on the inside and our gentleman fairy on the back. Let's go ahead and start the folio. We're going to work with the pockets first. So you're going to need the tall pocket, the wide kind of long pocket that's going to go here on the front. There's this one here that's going to layer up with our tall pocket, and then this cute little pocket. We're going to start with the outside of the folio and this pocket here. So I'm just going to grab my glue, and using that small bead, that small line, I'm going to go around 3 edges. You're going to skip the edge with a thumb hole. So you're going to do what will be the left side and then both short sides. And I am a little wobbly today. And then this pocket is going to go almost entirely to the edge right here. Like so. And you'll see that the print kind of lines up right like that. And I definitely jumped ahead just a little bit. So let's go ahead and fold this folio as well. So you've got a line down here and then a line here as well. So you're going to want to fold this one first, fold it right on the line, fold it in, and then bring this one in and fold it right up to that line. It's just like we did on our tabs. You want to make sure that everything is laying nice and flat whenever it's folded over. So, and then your pocket is going to go just about to that edge, but not quite. I had jumped ahead. I was so excited to put those pockets on. So let's go ahead and flip to the inside now, and let's start adding our pockets there. So this tall pocket is going to go right here. Going to do the 3 sides. So the top stays open, glue along the bottom and the 2 long sides. And then we're just going to place this lined up with the bottom and then kind of centered on that panel. You'll have a little bit of wiggle room, but you want to make sure you don't get too close to the crease. So I left just a tiny little gap at that side, and then you want to leave a larger gap on this side so when this folds over, it doesn't get bound up. And then you can just check that fold. And on top of that, we're going to place the purple pocket. Same thing, just glue on 3 sides. Right like that. I'm just going to line that up right on top of the tall pocket. And then we have this little one here. It's just going to go right on the inside of this flap. So same thing, 3 little lines of glue, go as skinny as you can here. And then go towards the right with this pocket. So again, you don't get caught up in that edge. If you fold this over, so you're gonna go flip-flop like that. If you fold it over and it gets nudged out, you can just trim off the excess if your fold is just a little off. So I am going to straighten mine up. It has gotten a little crooked. There we go. So that is it for the pockets. Now let's grab this piece here with the lock on it. This is going to be a little belly band right across this pocket here. So I'm going to put a little glue on either end, not too much, just enough to kind of secure those ends, maybe a 1/4 of an inch, if that, probably less, just a little line. I'm going to center that up like so. And now I'm going to grab my 2 envelopes, got both of these, as well as this little strip right here. This is a little embellishment that's going to go between our envelopes. So first the envelopes, you're going to want to fold all 4 of the flaps in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to glue this flap up to the sides. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on either side. I'm not going to go all the way to the point. Glue is a little messy. That's all right. I'm just going to press that down. And then repeat that for the second one. So sides go in, bottom goes up, and then just give that a little bit of glue to tack it in place. Right on the edge there. Not too much. And press that down. All right, going back to our folio, we're going to glue these two envelopes in top and bottom, just like this. I'm going to give them a good coating of glue on the back side. And then making sure that my flap is up. I'll place it right in there. And the same thing with the second one. I'm going to place that one towards the bottom. Just try to get the distance between the bottom of this envelope and the edge about the same as the top of this envelope and the top edge. And then do your best to make them straight and even. And then we have a little space right here in the middle. And we're just going to pop this embellishment in there just for a little something extra. A little glue on that. And there's our embellishment. Next, there are two oval pieces. One has a crown on it from our story. There we go. And then the other is just gold. And there's two different ways that you can put this on. You can glue these back to back and then glue these directly on here so that when you open it up, it just kind of peeks over the edge like that. And that is how I'm going to put mine on. But if you want to, you can sandwich it like that so that it appears fully on both sides. But I'm going to just glue back to back so that it's finished on both sides. And I like the look of that kind of half circle sticking out instead of having the full circle. So there is the back, and then I'm going to, let's flip this whole thing over. There we go. Kind of go about halfway and then find the center of the flap and glue it right on like that. So just a little glue on one side. And then try and find the center and glue that down. And we can flip this back. And we're ready to work on our ephemera. So most of these pieces they just kind of stand on their own. There's not really anything to do with them, but we have two pieces that we need to work with. So we've got this dragon, who is super cute, and just a little decorative tab that's going to go on the top. So we're going to place that right on the top there, fold it in half, glue on both sides, and right on the top of that card, like so. And then the second one is this one here. We have a little entry, some thoughts from our main character again. And you're just going to take this, fold it in half, nice and neat, and then glue the backs together so that you have a card that's finished on both sides. Like so. And now we're ready to fill up our folio. So let's start with the inside. We've got our sword. I'm just going to press that. Just going to pop that right in here. And we have a book. I'm going to slide that into this belly band. The compass is going to tuck in right here, and then the dragon goes in at the top into that tall pocket. To give it a little shimmy there. There we go. For our envelopes, we've got these 4 pieces of ephemera. So I'm going to put 2 in each. It doesn't matter, you can mix and match them however you like, but I'm going to pop 2 pieces into each envelope. Got these. And then I'm going to close this up. And this card is going to slide right into our front pocket. And you can go either that way, or if you feel like it might be a little easier to see, then flip it so that the text is upright. And then the whole thing closes up like this. Now, if you need to secure it, you can always punch a hole and wrap a string around it. If you're worried about these should behave themselves after the whole folio has been closed for a while. They should lay a little flatter, but if they're not and you want to add something, my friend, the Velcro dot, I highly recommend. The Velcro dot's going to work really great here as well to keep the folio shut. But that is it for the final project in the Crown of Roses junk journal kit. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these couple of projects from the junk journal kit. I am so excited about this kit. I really enjoyed creating the story for it and adding a lot of personality throughout the kit, little thoughts and musings and things that are happening from our main character's perspective. I've put plenty of little things throughout the kit to bring more life to it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.